Hey everyone, Matt here from Studio 41. Just giving my thoughts and just a bit of a reaction to the Star Wars Squadrons gameplay trailer. Now, I have seen some of the story from the previous trailer that they did when they revealed the game, and it seems an interesting approach that they would go for the era between the end of the Battle of Endor and I guess probably the Battle of Jakku. I mean, it's not like, it's something that, maybe we'll get, some good battles out of. I always thought that they might have just gone with, like, maybe doing some within the original trilogy and then doing the post-Endor era, just to, like, get interest, but either way, I guess they're still working on, like, getting some appeal from either the timeline between, I can't speak today. The time between, episode 6 and episode 7.
You'll begin your career in a single-player story.
Welcome to Titan Squadron,
where you'll play as 2 combat pilots.
Yeah, one thing that's pretty interesting is that now you get to play as both Imperial and as Rebel throughout the story. Hopefully they keep it consistent and not do like what Battlefront 2 did, where you only play as like the Empire for like maybe the first 2-3 missions, and then you're with the other side or on the Rebels for like the remainder of the game.
Diverse characters at your side. Prove your skills on increasingly challenging missions.
Hello, Vanguard. Welcome to the Nadiri dockyard.
One of my spies.
And the visuals for this game, they've always been good. I mean, the visuals even for the very first Battlefront from EA was still pretty good, even though like, yeah, it's, actually I'd say it hasn't really aged really that much either, so. I do like how like they do the visuals for the ships in the game.
You'll need flight time with all 8 ships. Fighters are the most flexible and versatile, able to handle any situation.
And I do like how they're doing more like making specific classes for each ship. Even though like I don't know if like in the game they're gonna give you the option to like choose a certain one, or if it's just kind of like a pre-assigned thing. Kind of like what they did with a little bit with like Rogue Squadron. Only in like Rogue Squadron games, when you choose different ships, it doesn't really affect the stats that much. They're usually just for like a specific mission. It is interesting that they don't have the B-Wing in here, but they may add it, but then they'll have to find something for the Empire. Maybe they'll use like the TIE Defender or maybe the TIE Brute from Solo.
To an arsenal of over 50 components that alter how your ships fly, fight, and survive.
Yeah, it is interesting though that they're doing kind of like a bit of additional like customization on your ships, at least in multiplayer. Don't know if they'll have like the same system for that in single player.
This will be critical in Star Wars Squadrons multiplayer modes. First up, dogfights. This is an all-out 5v5 battle. Fine-tune your loadouts to work as a team.
moving in on the enemy.
Utilize components like tractor beams, turrets, and mines.
That's pretty cool with the
Slow down your
you can add additional stuff. It's kind of like, seems kind of a little bit like an upgrade from the Starfighter Assault and Battlefront.
For teams looking for an even.
Oh yeah, and speaking of Battlefront, I just hope they don't bring back the control system from it, because I'm not a fan of how they do the controls in the Battlefront games. Never liked it in EA, and I never liked it when Pandemic made them. They're just really awkward to control with. And I was really disappointed with Pandemic on Battlefront, considering that they did the controls for the Clone Wars game, which, I mean, the controls in that were pretty decent. Yeah, I'm more used to like the controls that you'd find with like Rogue Squadron or even Starfighter.
First, push the front line by winning the.
Yeah, the only thing I see about like the whole fleet battles is that it seems kind of like, I'd say like the same as the Starfighter Assault, where you take out the other enemy's capital ship and then you pretty much just go from there. It seems like it's kind of like a little bit of a rehash of that. Maybe they might give you the option to control some elements of the capital ships, but I don't think they're going to do that. It's not like X-Wing Alliance that let you did that. It is also interesting too that they call the Nebula and frigates and the Arquitens class, I think they're not like cruisers or something, that they're being called capital ships.
Stealth and subversion.
Jamming the enemy. Sensors can't spot you.
Or brutal bombardment.
That ship is vulnerable. Take your shot.
to hurry.
So yeah, like I mean, my only concern is just the controls. I'm not really worried too much about like the DLC because I mean, I know they're bound to come out with DLC for this, and as far as I know, they're not doing any microtransactions on this game, mainly just because of the backlash that the original or Battlefront 2 got. But other than that, I'm gonna keep an eye on this game, see what happens, and maybe I'll probably be getting it on launch. But if I don't, then I'm definitely gonna be getting it probably like later in the year or so. So with that, this is Matt from Studio 41, and have a great day.